This is the second part to the other reading because we're going to continue it. Um, First of all, let's give glory to God. Let's give thanks and praise to the Most High, Yehovah. I am all that I am in Hebrew because there was no J in that alphabet. So if you change letters, consonants, etc., do you think it changes the value or the meaning? Or is it all about what you know you're connecting to, regardless of all the different names you giveth? Aren't you pretty much describing oneness? You're describing the creator in itself, but you literally sat there and compartmentalized it into different sectors because you just cannot conceptualize it. Your brain cannot understand, and thus it deceives itself. And then if the devil knows that, of course it runs with it. So you sitting here getting played all day long. That's the whole point of MK Ultra. That's the whole point of, the mental warfare that they're waging. And yes, America is under spiritual warfare because, of the powers trying to take place. But this is like a chess game amongst the powers, the heavenly host, the politicians, the religious figures, right? Anything that's out here by principle. But by principle, I can't say they even living by standard of principle. So you're just a bystander now. The four horsemen have been released, just so you know. Purpose of the chosen one is to just fulfill prophecy, which is work on their chakras, and for each chakra it opens up prophecies. It's like it fulfills prophecy. So you basically here to fulfill the prophecy, okay? And each role, whether it's through the dark or the light at this point, whatever role you at this point you chose to play. And it's bigger than you. It was sealed with blood. So that's going back to the priesthood. It says we all come from the order of the high priest. Yahusha was a high priest. So he was an alchemist. He was a star seed. He was an avatar. He was a high level spirit that reincarnated in man formation. He was Yahusha, Joshua. He was a regular dude, except he was divine energy. And the more knowledge he gained, the self-knowledge with his own, with all the principles and the mysteries and all the basic of the wisdom, school of the wisdom, that also helped him to gain these skills that he was later able to perform these miracles and these acts. But can I ask you one thing, people? You think a prophet was out here seeking profit? A real prophet out here asking for money for real? Or was he like, can I get a plate of food, or can I sleep on your floor for the night until I go to the next town? I mean, he was asking for charity maybe, but he was a carpenter, so he had skills. And he was each of them had skills. So also we promote in the sainthood to be able to be self-sufficient or go out here and fend for ourselves and not just be based on just charity, give me a handout type shit. You see what I'm trying to say? Because we want to empower others to make them feel like they are capable to do for themselves, that they're not helpless or hopeless. You want to give people motivation to say, hey, I can bake my own bread, yo. I can grow my own wheat, bake my own bread. At the end of the day, I can feed people. We go to work to feed ourselves, to, you know what I'm saying, to survive. So if people controlling you through your needs and created this monopoly system to keep you trapped in this false matrix, which is a false reality, you know what I'm saying, you sitting here plugged in as they're sitting here, these entities eating the shit out of you and your energy. No offense. Wake up. As these elites know the law of attraction, they know that, motherfucker, your vibration, energy, and frequency. So you law of attract everything that you are. And no, the law of action states that you still got to put in the work, right? Faith without works is dead. Doesn't that confirm? It don't matter what religion, what theory of accreditation of doctrine, it almost all just presents the same kind of info, even though it's masked, because again, ignorant minds tell fucking ignorant lies. And at the end of the day, if they sat here and translated the knowledge and they lost in translation because they don't have the mindset to understand knowledge and leave it at the fuck alone and leave it a mystery, then guess what, bitch, that's where you fucked up the vibration of the information, and thus the power no longer has, for you have removed the essence that made that very word powerful. This is why the word of God lives on. You can't destroy the devil if you wanted to, because at the end of the day, Illuminati, you can't even embody the light. You're not the light. So you out here trying to give misdirection and misinformation to people, you just trying to control them through the info. That's about it. You out here creating chaos and confusion through it. Make sense? Okay. That's a little message for they ass 555. As spirit is taking action. Y'all gonna plan a vacation. This is says family. So a lot of y'all, I think you want to revisit your roots. You want to connect to, roots. It says take a walk. So a lot of y'all, you gonna if you walk, it's gonna help you to plan this trip, or where, what, and how. Because this is almost like it's saying connect with your ancestors. So a lot of y'all, you trying to be clear. What is the next location you're going to right now? That's determining everything. Right now, you need roots. You need to go back to your roots. That's what you feel. You need to go back to your principle, dog, your roots. You want to connect to your roots, the ones that you don't even know about. You know what I'm trying to say? This is like really connecting to your ancestral knowledge, which is going to, again, take you to the next level. Because, again, take a walk. There's knowledge of the trees. Again, like somebody said that too, like Pocahontas. That same scenario where she goes to the grandmother tree and asks for wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Ask for direction. Ancestors, what direction should I go? Ask your ancestors. A lot of y'all need to communicate with your ancestors. Maybe you feel like they demonized you for it, and but again, it's all about your intention, boo. And at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with um connecting to what you know is true, to your heart, your soul. Listen to your heart. Right? Shout out to, I think, Linda Loves Tarot, or whoever. She always brings it up. But yeah, get back to your roots, boo. Get back to the roots of things, because something you need to reconnect. Remember. This is remembering. This is feeling at home. This is the mothering aspect as well, because a lot of y'all, maybe you didn't have a mother to mother you, really. Even though she was there, she wasn't present there for you. You could have been, a lot of your womb stems from mother, so you need to connect with Mother Earth. She's the only mother that can help you in that wound. If you're dealing with mother wound, I also connect with Mother Mary. She's like my mother. You know what I'm trying to say? So Mother Earth is like my mother, Mother Mary is like my mother. A lot of these divine feminine energies that emit, that mother characteristic of nurturing and being gracious and being, compassionate and loving. That's what you trying to connect with, because you have to embody this and give more of this to humanity. It's very hard when people are hurt for them to be in that vibration to want to give love. It suppresses people. It dries them out. Eventually you become bitter and ugly. You become ghoulish. You don't want to be like that. Just know that you are protected. You are going through lessons to develop your intuition, because we're dealing with high priestess. So you're developing your high priestess skills. Maybe, you haven't made this a business, or, factualized it, or put it into a format as of yet. But this is just gaining and learning different skills, okay? And trusting, because it's dealing with intuition and trust. So this is like going back to what we were saying previously. Your lessons, which goes back to your path. 11, you are in your north node. You're here to learn, through duality, through karma, through all these things. So this is why you are like the specialist. You deal with karma, that is like your department as well. as far as dharma, karma, and you work with a lot of the taras and things like that. So it's not that you worship these things, but as law of oneness, you understand that they all play a role in the schism of creation and life itself. So you have to respect it and keep it to a point where it's almost like gatekeeping is like to keep things afloat, in motion, no interruption, no chaos, no disorder. And unfortunately, because all hell is about to be busted open, which it has, you know, everybody now has to come into their purpose. They have to start, and right now you're just waiting on the okay, in a certain sense, because you're having to gain more knowledge here. So something maybe that you need to travel to, dealing with ancestral, okay, that you I think are very much aware of. Maybe you're gonna with hermit that kept coming out, so maybe it's like going back to school, getting your knowledge up. Um, you realize there's things you need to brush on or refresh and reopen at this point, because this is remember your truth. High priestess already holds knowledge. It's just a matter of awakening to it. And a lot of y'all, maybe you're one of those that has to even travel to the land to reawaken code. You know what I'm saying? It like you have a living awareness to your environment or location. You see what I'm saying? You're very much sentient. So the environment itself is also aware of your presence as a high priestess. That's your job. Alchemist, you balance things, and you've been learning transmutation of energy. So there's different things you're having to dive into. Just trust this disruption. You know what I'm saying? This is to exercise your skills. You just know you are protected, so there's no reason to be anxious for nothing or worried. Maybe work on your inner faith with God. You feel me? Understand that I don't know why it wants you to think you're not safe, because again, it wants you to fall into fear. It's trying to get you in that fear shit, but you conquer fear. You're not scared of fear itself. You see it for what it is and the projection that it does. And you know that you can only fall for it if you give into it. This is why when somebody gives you a diagnosis, if you believe it, you manifest it, boo. You allow the fear of that diagnosis to basically get you fucked up and you manifest it. That's why I told you it's like black magic. Somebody tell you, you're going to die in 4 months. You fuck believe it. You don't think that you're manifesting these things, that you're contributing to these things. Yes, you law of attracted it. So take accountability for your negative ass low frequency and vibration. Do something about it. Be a healed individual so you can go out here and stop hurting people and stop racking up karma. Because at some point, boo, you got to grow the fuck up. And no, you don't like my tactics, but maybe it ain't for you. You have every right to change the channel, dog. But you don't have the right to come in my space and wage war and do all the shit y'all been fucking doing and thinking I ain't gonna say shit about it or I ain't gonna protect myself. And that thing will not be reciprocated. And look, with protection, please play with my anointment if you want to. I'm not out here bragging at all. I'm looking out for you because I would rather you go chase your dreams and live your life. Here's a blessing on top of that, bitch. Because I'm not a hater. I'm trying to get you to be a lover. You here to evolve in love. So I got to learn how to be loving too, motherfucker. Massage. I'll massage myself. You people don't want to massage me. I'm in a lot of pain. I need, motherfucker. And let's not get into, even when I did law of attract, I manifested a friend who was a massage therapist who was trying to get her credits. And so she needs to practice anyway. She wasn't doing that. No. But your girl was just selfless like that, dog. She was using me for my tarot, cards and my energy. Sitting here getting her readings, using me as her therapist, her dumping ground. And then off she went and fuck me. And see, a lot of y'all feel like you're very much aware. You know what I mean? And this is going back to tweaking your skills and fortifying your skills as a manifester, as a high priestess. Because in this case, we're talking about discernment here. Discernment is a gift of the Holy Spirit. So when you are possessed by the Holy Spirit, you go have discernment automatically. but you need to like refine the gifts, because this is like clouding the judgment or whatever the fog that they trying to do right now. It's a fake, it's a smart fog. It's like nanoparticle, but it attaches to you. This is all these little beautiful technological things that you people believe in and I don't. And this is why we bump heads, because I see the way you use these things. It's not productive to humanity. It's destroying us, because these people have power struggle and they want to put you in oppression and get you to submit to their way, the New World Order. Honey, we see what you do. We don't care, because every person is living their own paradigm of, what they deal with. So a lot of people got bigger schisms going on. I drink tea. I love tea. And the tea is that you fucked up, people, by your own doing, your own creation. This is the only way we become responsible for oneself, which is oneness. We're all part of co-creation in this reality. And this is why you can't come in here trying to tell the next what the fuck, when you haven't even gotten your shit together. You is nothing to even talk about. This is why when I know I'm not in the right place in life, I shut the fuck up and I retrieve myself. I don't say shit to nobody. I have no business or room, because I'm still working on some things myself. Know your place, bitch. Know your time. But these are people volunteering theyself in your business, sitting here placing judgment, crucifying you, doing all this ugly shit, thinking that they have, the right to do that shit. And you left it like, look, it's God's will be done, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So if God want to forgive somebody, God will forgive them. God will give them a second chance at life. It's not up to nobody. People's judgment to me is the worst. Y'all are the same. You sit here and say you love Yahusha and you love Christ, but you are the same people that was screaming for his death and put him in the fire. Put him on the cross. Y'all was screaming. The Jews, his own people, the crowd of people was like, man, they hated him. They hated him, dog, and what he represented. Just the same way you hate me and what I represent. And you made me your villain. And you justifying my crucifixion. But because I chose the path, I have to take my cross and bear it. I can't complain. So if I need to learn to stop complaining, and carry my cross proudly, maybe I'm too humble. You see what I'm saying? I need my balance. I need to be proud that I'm being persecuted. Then it changes my perspective on what's going on. But this is telling me that, whatever I can do for myself, I'm going to do it. Whatever I'm capable or able. If I can't do it, I'm not killing myself for it. And I'm not going to be bad about it or feel guilty or bad. They want you to feel bad. They want to put this anxiety so it can affect your immune and your your nervous system as well as your gut. Because when you are stressed, right, and you are fearful and worried, it crunches up the organs. It like your organs already squeeze themselves, right? And then it creates this like this this imbalance within your own system. And this is the disease that is created, that they have formulated through their own intelligence, and creating germs and out here really killing people through smart dust. I mean, y'all use this shit to a whole nother level instead of actually freeing the people and letting them have free resource and needs. That's just stupid to me. But you gonna promise them that, right, New World Order, with the promise that you are securing them, which really you're bringing more insecurity. You are taking their willpower and their free will, their freedom. You are taking the ability to choose. You never gave people the right to choose, and it's not up to you to give. But people have to wake up and take action in their life and make choices and responsibility and accountability. You can't no longer blame systems and people and places. You see what I'm trying to say? Because now it's like universe is testing you on what you gonna do about it. What path are you taking? If you don't like something, do something about it. What is you not doing? And a lot of y'all, you feel like you stuck because these people disabled you, bro. These systems disabled you. But you said, I'd rather go to heaven, you feel me, with one leg and one eye and crutches and fucked up, bitch, beat up, than go to hell in one piece. So I'm going to be the peace that my brother needs. But these ain't my brothers and these ain't my sisters. So God, put me where where I need to be, where I can be used for your peace, for your use. Because I'm only subservient to you and I only live for you. So when you don't give me anything to do, I almost feel useless. And this is where God say, but I made you so you can worship me and serve me alone. And that's the maximum of service and worship. So when people look at me like, oh, you're a contemplative, like that's it? Oh, you just pray? That's your job? At least I know God listens. Even when people made me feel like they don't listen to me, I know God was listening to me. And God was there for me, even though I felt I was alone through all those obstacles. Because he gives us peace after the storm, okay? And you need to trust the disruption that's happening right now in your life. Trust it. This is to fortify your intuition. A lot of y'all need to drink more teas, detox, cleanse. You might have, too much mucus in the body. So stop eating foods that formulate mucus. Start drinking more liquids, teas, lemons. Because with these diseases that they put in here, it produces mucus. It's a smart disease. It has nano. I've noticed because I've been sick on and off for even though they say ascension. I mean, I know it's everything that's happening. And it's also a way of how my body detoxes things. But, there's something, again, that's rooted that you got to cut out that is not working for you. Whatever it is. So a lot of y'all, you're going to just fast on some tea. Okay? You're going to degrease, take out, deformulate. You're going to cleanse from within. You're going to drink a little sea salt water, Himalayan water. You feel me? You're going to purify yourself from within. And then outside, inside. 22:22 on the clock. And when you're done doing that, you're going to massage yourself. Nobody want to massage you. It's okay. They don't get your massages anymore unless they pay you. You gonna massage yourself. The only ones who get free massages are gonna be the ones who God tell you to give it to. You only give it to who you know deserves it. Now, since they want to act like you don't deserve anything that was obviously yours because God said, no, that's hers. Get them paws off of her shit. So if my name was in the inheritance and y'all don't want me to know about it, that's coming to the light. That's going to be exposed and everybody's going to fucking go down because my grandfather is not too pleased. I have to be stable in my life in order to do the work that I have to do. And this is why they say when the prophets come, when I bring my servants, be charitable to my servants because they are on mission of God. They doing stuff out here that you will never fucking do. And that's why you're a hater. So forget guts and glory because we don't have neither of them. But this is the charity we was talking about that we currently lack. And one thing I can say about the old days, they had way more better charity than you do. So ancients were more intelligent than you, and you have way more technology and, opening so many gateways of intellect that you are retarded. Your folly, you're just going to meditate. That's it. That's your medicine. You're going to connect Christ consciousness. You're going to ascend. You connect to the dimensions. You already move through dimensions automatically. And you also expand within the dimension. You're also connecting these dimensions. You're, again, like they say, interweaving these things. You're making heaven on earth. You're going to manifest these things. You already put the intent. And once you put your blood on it, if I have to, It's approved. It's been done, motherfucker. Nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. That's the knowledge of a high priestess. She know what she do. There's an intention behind what she do, and she know what it's for and for who. And based on what that is, which is the desire of your heart, there's no excuses when you present in front of God and say your heart ain't clean, boo, because we can see it. It's exposed in the light. You devils cannot hide from the light or the truth. Once you exposed in the light, you can no longer operate in secrecy dark. The only way we remain secret is to protect something. So you're going to take some alone time because you're needing to develop your skills more. It's like you have not had the time to be alone. So you're going to, says, plan this little escape, vacate, take a walk, go in nature, go somewhere where you can feel like you're in another part, and meditate, connect with the elements, and cleanse, connect with your ancestors, with God, with everything, oneness, and just be at peace. And it says, relax, massage your body and move that shit through. Some of y'all might have like issues with the lymph nodes and things like that. So that's, again, the sewage system. You're going to have to liquefy it, liquidate it. You know what I'm saying? Cleanse it. It's the gut. It's what you're putting in. You're feeding your disease, whether it's with negative thoughts or habits or, you know what I'm saying? And this is energy vortex. You're being thrown off your balance or your core. So they already did this. They already damaged the core, okay, for some of us. And this is where we're needing to fix this. But it says through massage therapy. Don't go to the doctors because they already wrecked you. They want you to get surgery. That's why they spell cast that shit on you. You are never disabled, boo. No matter what issue you ever had in life, no matter whatever fuck issue you ever had in life, you was never disabled. But the minute you started trusting the medical system instead of trusting God and trusting your own knowledge and the knowledge of the ancients, the wisdom knowledge that was put before you when it comes to the healing arts. See, you only trust people who took a Hippocrates oath because you know that they're ethical and that they owe you. It's your right and duty to teach you and show you what health looks like. These motherfuckers are poison. They use poison as the ultimatum. They use nuclear energy, bro. That's destruction. And I get it. But you can't sit here and create germs in the lab and then decide I'm going to nuke them. You see what I'm trying to say? That's not having the correct responsibility towards your co-creation. That's like you fucking up, bitch. So you want to play God, but you don't have responsibility as God. Bruce Almighty sit here and fuck everything up. That's why I said, what is you saying? I need some alone time because you driving me crazy. And even Christ would go in the desert and go and tap out, bitch, and get some air. As an empath, it is necessary for us to cleanse and recycle our energy. So when they don't allow us for us to fortify our souls and minds and spirits, a lot of y'all experience this imbalance. And a lot of y'all gotta shut shit down as an empath and say, hey, trust what you feel and what you know. I'm gonna go take a walk. I don't give a fuck what I have to do. You have to be here at this time. Fuck you, rabbit. I'm not chasing these dreams, these rabbit holes. You got me caught up in this schism, dog. And I am life. I'm the bringer of life. So at the end of the day, I decide what goes, what stays. In a certain sense. Because nature already knows. If that shit ain't worth a lick of shit, we gonna get it eaten up, burned out. It's gonna deplete. It's gonna, whatever. It destroys. And then it goes back to dust. And then it creates a new pot, a new vessel. It's like, and you know that. Everything is this like creation destructive process, but that's the polarity, the duality of these energies. And the reality is these people trying to drive you crazy. They trying to defocus you. So you're like, I'm gonna drink some tea. I am teacup. I am Alice in my own wonderland, like the fucking Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to find my way home, the promised land, bitch. You feel me? And this is kind of like you're focusing back initially, like connecting more, cleansing, maintenancing. And you're doing, you're putting the energy where it needs to go. You're not allowing these people to just keep doing what they doing. All right. And if they want to go to war over the ability that they can't sit here and use you, oh fuck well. You only care about your kids. The kids are the only ones that really deserve your energy unlimited because they are reliant on you. But you also trying to teach your kids to be independent in their own energy and be their own little, you know, their little gracious selves, even if some of them are rambunctious. Against the false asceticism based on the principle of this world. Colossians 3:16. From now onward, never let anyone else decide what you should eat or drink, or whether you are to observe annual festivals, new moons, or Sabbath. These were only pale reflections of what was coming. The reality is Christ. So once you have Christ, none of this shit matters. None of it. It's just blah 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 blah. It just keeps you binded to those levels. You see? And then you're stuck there having to deal karma, deal with this, deal with that. It's like, what, you don't have to. If you already broke something, why is you going back to it? It's like, I don't think you realize, you know what I'm saying? Once you ascend and you in this Christ consciousness, you ain't got to go back to that old, to nothing that you used to know.